Hello, my turtles. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another live stream with me, Foxfoot Crafts. So, I hope everybody is having a wonderful evening. Um, if you're new tuning in, welcome, welcome. Want to go ahead and give a big shout out to the Zone Collectibles and more for sponsoring tonight's event. For anyone, like I said, just now tuning in, if this is your first time, the Zone Collectibles and more sponsor these live streams. And so, what I mean by that is they actually cover the materials and the time for me. So, while I go through and I draw these gift tags, you can actually stop by the zone and pick them up in person, or the zone will sponsor to have them mailed off to you. So I do have a small list of stuff that's already come in. But if you decide, during the stream that you want me to add something to the list, definitely let me know and I can add it on there. Again, if you're local, you can pick it up at the zone. But if you're not local, the zone will also cover the envelope to send it out to you. So, big thank you to them for sponsoring the event. They make this possible. So, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Like I said, I have a little list right here. And so, I'm just going to work my way through the list for folks. Sketching them out on gift tags. So these are for the holidays. You can attach them to presents if you do presents, or you can just give a little piece of artwork that is in the shape of a gift tag. So they're just kind of cutesy little things to add an extra little bit of flair to your gifts. So let's get into it. Now, my first request that I got, and it's a little funny, was for a Santa. Um, Out of all the times that I've done holiday gift tags, very rarely are any of them legitimately holiday themed. Which, like I said, is a little funny. I get a lot of like Spider-Man, Batman, little animals and stuff, but yeah, very rarely do I get any that are actual, just straight up holiday gift tags. So it was interesting to get one that is. I mean, I don't know of much else that is more holiday themed than Santa. Now, I don't know how much of my audio y'all can pick up. I don't know if you hear my music that's going or if you can hear my roommate meowing in the background. But there is a tiny roommate here with us tonight. And Holly says, that is so cute. Well, thank you, Holly. By all means, if you think of something you would also like, please let me know. Do not be afraid for me to add it to tonight's list. And Exast says Saint Nick is supposed to be green, but a cola ad made him red. Interesting. It's funny, and it's funny about that because from what I know, there is a lot of like red green color blind, and that seems to be like the most common color blind attribute. So that's interesting. Oh, so Zast asks what list. So the zone over here, they sponsor me to draw different gift tags for folks. And then if you email me after the stream your address, I can mail the tags out to you. But they are a local comic book shop that sponsor the event, and so I have some requests here where people have stopped by the shop and said, "Hey, I would really like Fox to draw Santa." I've got Elvira on here. There's some Eevee Evolutions, and so that's what I'm referring to when I say the list. And so I've got some that I'm trying to get done that have already been requested, but I can also add others to the list. And now last time I learned that my ink bleeds through, so I brought a piece of cardboard this time. And Zas says that's cool. And I agree. I'm very appreciative of it. Now I know we just said that Santa was supposed to be green at one point, but this request they did not specify, so I am going to stick with the more modern red because I feel like if this person had wanted another color, they would have requested another color. Let's go. Green for our Santa eyes. Let's see, how's that come? Yeah. That is very, very red. I did not realize that red was going to be. Figured it would be lighter than that, but no, that is quite a dark color. That's okay. That's why we're supposed to do color swatching. I know this, and I still make this mistake. That's okay though. All right, so we got one done. Got Santa. Next up is Elvira. All right, there's my tags. Ugh. Sorry about that. Hmm. You know what? In hindsight, I should have used my eraser on the Santa one too. That's okay. Oh, and Big Mario says, in the shadows, wombats are lurking, watching you right now. Now, wombats, are they? They're not the ones that are like little kangaroos. What are those? Those are wallabies. Wombats are the ones that look like chubby, massive guinea pig kind. Right? Am I thinking of the right critter? Like they just look like they're fun to vibe with. I feel like that's a wombat. Wombats are the fuzzy pillows that waddle around. That's right. That's right. They're just like all vibes. And then Big Mara says on the bouncy scale, it goes red kangaroo, gray kangaroo, wallaby, cocoa, cocoa. I don't know how to pronounce that. I've never even heard of that animal. Is it also like a raccoon? Oh my gosh, listen to me. Is it also like a kangaroo or a Kwaka? Kwaka. Huh. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Now I'm curious. I feel like Australia has a whole bunch of mammals that I know nothing about. Let me erase on this Santa real quick. Like I said, I should have erased before doing some of this, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. They are a two-leg bouncy thing. The scale goes from 6 foot to 1 foot tall. Oh my gosh, 1 foot. Cute. All right, got Elvira. Next up, Eevee Evolutions. Now, what I was told with this is they would like all the Eevee Evolutions, which I know is a lot. And I explained that. I was like, that is a lot. And they said, well, if you can get some of them, and then they kind of like prioritized a list. Correct me. I don't remember all of the ones in the list, but I know that Umbreon was at the top of the list because I was like, yes, you know, the holiday themed Umbreon. Like the most unholiday one is the one that they're like, oh yeah, Umbreon. That's the one that if you can put it at top of the list. Which I don't know. I feel like most people that I interact with, Umbreon is always like at the top of folks' favorite Eevee evolution. I feel like Umbreon might be the favorite Eevee evolution. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with Umbreon. It just, I feel like it's the most popular. Like, I don't think I've ever encountered anyone who's come up to me and been like, Flareon is my favorite Eevee evolution. Now, mind you, me as a kid, oh yeah, when we only had 3 to pick from, that was definitely my favorite. God, what do Umbreon's eyes look like? They're not just the big. Do they have maybe something? Yeah, that. They might not have that extra little bit. You know what? We're just gonna. Now, I don't know how everyone else is doing, but where I'm at, it has been very cold here. Which I feel like it's supposed to be. We're in December. December should be cold. So that's good. I happen to get grumpy when I'm cold. So I've been in like a constant state. Now I can say I am more grumpy when I'm hot than when I'm cold, but it has been cold here and I have been feeling the grumpiness. And maybe grumpiness is the wrong term for it. Poutiness, maybe that's it. I feel like I pout a lot when it's cold. Like, maybe not even pouting. I whine. That might be it. I whine a lot when I'm cold. Like, I'm like, it's cold. I don't want to go check mail. You know, I pout. No, it's definitely a whine. Like pouting seems like it's kind of cute, but no, mine is definitely like an irritating whine. Like I'm going to whine and complain about it being cold. Um, Vic Morrow says, "I love the thinking sounds. You got to make the thinking sounds, otherwise your thinking isn't going to be as thorough if you don't make all your little noises. Kind of like when you're trying to use a screwdriver and it won't go. You have to like stick your tongue out of the corner of your mouth and kind of squint, and that'll help it. Like that is same concept. Um, exactly the same thing. And the Vic Morrow says it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit here. And see, 86 sounds hot, but where we're at, like 86 is not bad. Like 86 is like, man, today I could go out for a walk. That's pretty pleasant. Okay, so because I have multiple things, I'm going to do one Eevee evolution, one Five Nights at Freddy's character. I'm going to do Guts, and then I'm going to work my way back through and do another Eevee evolution, then another Five Nights at Freddy's character. So, since they gave me ones and they were like, I sure would like to have all these, but if you could only get these ones. So, that's how we're going to work it, to try to keep it a little bit more fair. Now, with Five Nights at Freddy's, they didn't specify an order, so I guess we go with the very obvious first and do Freddy. Instead of him having his little top hat, give him a little Santa hat. Because why not? Does Freddy have eyebrows? Does anyone know? I don't remember if he has eyebrows or not. I can't ever remember. Like, it was something I remember seeing with My Little Pony is like when you go to draw them, for some reason, Applejack has eyebrows. Like, none of the other main 6 ponies have eyebrows except Applejack for some reason. Not a clue why. Well, he looks a little silly, so I'm gonna guess that he does have eyebrows. Now, if I draw these eyebrows and they look silly too, I'm gonna be real upset. No, they look great. Yeah. We're gonna say Freddy's got eyebrows. Big Morrow says he does. They're dark rectangles, slightly tapered towards the middle. Well, these are the eyebrows we're going with. They're the ones I already got on there. So that's what our Fredbear's getting. Fredbear, now don't come at me, Freddy Fazbear fans, because I know that like Fredbear is different than Freddy and different that like I understand. So do not come after me, I promise. I do not say these things to offend any of the Five Nights at Freddy's fans. It's just that I struggle to keep track of which one is Fredbear, which one is Freddy, which one is... Oh my gosh, let's see. Golden Freddy, Glamrock Freddy, Shadow Freddy. Like, I know that there's way more Freddys. There's too many. And Big Mara says, Frederick Bear on his birth certificate. Indeed. Indeed. And Vic Morrow says, I have no idea. I've never played the game. See, I have played the games, and I still don't know. I mean, the games themselves are very basic. It's, in all honesty, the fans that have made so much of it what it is. Like, talk about a fandom. Like, super impressive. All the different lore. All the different like sleuthing and cracking games and looking in codes and it just, oh my gosh, yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's fans are impressive. Like they really are, again, what make the game. The games are fine. Like I said, I play the games. I love some of the games. I love the fandom. I love the music that's come out of it. Like, oh my gosh, there's so much talent in that community. And I think it's way bigger than the creator ever thought it was gonna be. And so maybe that's intimidating for him. But yeah, I have played the games. Now, the only one that I say the only one. I didn't play the VR one because I don't have VR. And then I also could not play, I want to say it was 4? The one that you are the child and you're in the bedroom and the nightmares are there. And you have to listen through the doors and like listen for the mechanical bits or listen for the breathing or listen for, and then you have to hold the door shut. Um, I cannot hear, and so I really struggled with that. I think it's because my computer is outdated, and so I could not hear it on my computer. Um, and so I did struggle with that. So that one I did not get to play. It's a cute little Freddy. Okay, and the next one, it has been quite some time, is Guts from Berserk. All my markers. You know, every time I start one of these, I start off with a nice clean little area. Like, y'all can't see what's off screen, but there's pencils and stuff everywhere. Not pencils, markers. All over the place. Alright, so Guts. Guts is from Berserk. Yes? Yes. I feel like he's pretty basic dude. Now, if I also recall, I feel like quite a bit of the characters, and maybe I'm just misremembering and I'm putting Guts onto all of them, but I feel like they all have that, like, and in hindsight, as I'm drawing it, I'm like, well, I guess that's not really all that weird. Like really thick necks. Dragon Ball Z does this too, with the really thick neck that like here's the head and then the neck just like continues into the head. But the more I'm thinking about it, like I think that's how real humans look. And I just happened to grow up drawing Sailor Moon and, you know, card captors. And so I'm thinking of, for all intents and purposes, they're like the alien grays. Like if you look at a lot of anime characters, they have the alien gray bodies on where like it's little squiggly bodies, little teeny tiny necks, big giant head, big giant eyes, and then like little tiny noses, little tiny mouths. Yeah. And so here I was gonna talk some smack, but no, I think that's just me and my little necked anime girls. We always want to complain about their eyes, but thinking about it, they got some wonky necks too. Now, with Sailor Moon, growing up, my family would always be like, "What's all that stuff floating around in their eyes? Is it like a snow globe?" Or I'm like, "No." God, it just used to drive me nuts. Like, it's the shines. And they're like, "Well, it looks like a snow globe. It looks like they got stuff all floating around in their eyes." I'm like, "Shut up." not what I'm looking for. Yeah, no, not that one either. We're getting there. This is the other problem with having a million pins. So you get certain ones that you're like, well, I'm looking for this one. Oh, it's going dead too. No. Yeah. We'll make it work. I think it kind of works. I think it kind of works for Berserk. It's got kind of a edgy art style anyway. Big Mario asks, do you ever refill your pens? I used to refill them more. Honestly, I just did not have as much time to do art this year as I wanted. Maybe next year I will be able to do more art. And that will mean I have to refill my pens more. But I have refilled some of them. Now I can say with my Copics, I used to refill those more. But it's been a while and I haven't refilled them as much. And some of them, I don't know if I can refill. They're kind of gummy. So I need to look into that and see if that's something I can do. Or if I have to buy new nibs. Like the nibs themselves is kind of gummy. Now, what color are his eyes? Yellow, maybe? That might be what I'm seeing here. then we're going to cycle back to another Eevee evolution. Y'all, there are markers everywhere. This is too many markers. We'll make it work. All right, so gosh, I wish I could remember the rest of their list. I wish that I had not just shut my brain off once they said, oh, my favorite's Umbreon, and then my brain just shut down. Well, you know what? Let's go with Espeon. Because if we're going to do one, let's do their counterpart. Now, recently, I was whining, more whining. Gosh, a lot of whining here at Fox Vet Crafts. Was whining about being overdue for another Eevee evolution and how, I mean, it's time. There is no reason that we do not have a new Eevee evolution. You know, we have so many types, and I feel like Eevee evolutions are always the money makers. So I don't understand why Pokemon has not made a new Eevee evolution. Like I said, they're money makers. They're popular. You have so many different types that you could make. It just makes no sense to me why we don't have one yet. Not sure. But was complaining that I need a bug Eevee. I know I talk about it all the time. And then Vic Mara says, whining or making fair and informed observations. Hey, I like the way you think. Yeah, because again, I feel like we're due. Like, I need a bug Eevee. I love bug Pokemon. They don't get enough love. Eevee evolutions get a lot of love, and so what a great way to give bug Pokemon some more love. You know, make us an Eevee evolution that's bug themed. And then you could do one that's like dragon. You know, everybody loves dragons. And that would give Sylveon kind of a counterpart there. I do love me some Sylveon. But yeah, or, you know, give us Ghost Eevee. Ghost and Bug would probably be the two that I'm really looking forward to. The folks that I was discussing this with mentioned a Steel Eevee would be really cool. Like I said, the Dragon Eevee comes up a lot. But Bug is what I want. And I've seen the little, like, Pokemon mashups that you can do, you know, where you click on two Pokemon and it mixes them together and generates a new one. And when you mix Eevee and Beedrill or Eevee and Butterfree, they are the cutest things in the whole wide world. Like, I love them so much. They're so stinking cute. Now, again, I'm biased because I love bug Pokemon. And I love Beedrill and I love Butterfree. So, I mean, I feel like they'd be fantastic. Gosh, what color are this booger's eyes? Is it dark purple? Let's see if we can pull that up real quick. But yes, I know that I'm biased. But dang, do I really want them? And I keep telling myself that I'm gonna draw fan art of them. So maybe next year, maybe 2026 is the year that I draw some bug EVs, and then shoot. You know, maybe Pokemon will steal my idea, and I'm at this point I won't even be mad. I'll just be like, okay, Pokemon, you did. I'm lying. I'm lying right now. Like if they make a bug Eevee and it looks like mine, I will be bad. I'll be like, that's mine. I made that. But for now, I'm gonna lie to y'all and be like, no, I'm not mad. But y'all will know. Y'all will know. Big Mario says, all I want is bug. Fox's last words before her house is overrun by bugs. No, 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 no. I don't want bugs in my house. I want bug Eevees. I want a bug type Eevee. I need to make that very clear. Bug Pokemon. Not bugs in my house. No, thank you. My roommate eats them and then throws them up, and I have to clean that up. So, no, thank you. No bugs in my house. Did I write to and from on the other one? Yeah, okay. All right, so we are back on to another Five Nights at Freddy's character. Okay, so we did Freddy. So next up, logically, is Bonnie? Yes, no? I'm gonna guess yes. Like, Bonnie feels like a safe guess. Somewhere under the floorboards. Wait, guys, wait. She said no bugs, followed by the sound 1,000 sad bug grumbles. The bugs are more than welcome to hang out outside. Love them out there. Love getting to check them out when they're outside. All the bugs can stay outside and let me enjoy them outside. Because I do really enjoy bugs outside. I enjoy getting to see them out in their homes, not in mine. But not in here. No, no. They can stay out there. I like Bonnie much more than Freddy. Um, Not new Freddy. Glamrock Freddy, love Glamrock Freddy. Like, all day long, that's a sweet boy. But in the original characters, like, Freddy was the creepiest to me. Yeah, I can't even tell you why. He was just the one that creeped me out. Don't know what it is. Just seemed like a sketchy bear. Which, I mean, they're all sketchy, I know that, but for some reason, Freddy was the one that always seemed the most sketch to me. If I were, Vic Morrow says, if I were going to cosplay as a Five Nights at Freddy's character, which would you choose? Um, it's funny that you ask that. Um, because I have been playing with the idea of doing a Mangled cosplay. Um, I love Mangled, or Funtime Foxy. That's it is the Foxy that is all destroyed and like spaghetti noodled and has a second head to it, and like of course a tragic backstory, and like I'm a sucker for that. And it's a pink and white color combo. Love a pink and white color combo. Like I said, I love Sylveon pink and white. I have an OC that I draw pink and white now, and love her. Love pink and white as a color combo. Now, mind you, in my personal life, can't wear pink and white. I am too messy. I get paint on everything. I get just anything on my clothing. I can't do pink and white. I am way too messy for it. But I do love that color combination, and so I do want to try to do a Mangled cosplay, because on top of it just being such a cool character, if I get it dirty, it just adds to the aesthetic of it, because the character is already mangled up and messy. And so if I mess that up, I'm not going to be upset about it. Then I get to play around with like puppetry and try to see if I can make a little puppet mouthpiece. And it gives you more than just normal cosplay. So definitely Mangled. Big fan of Mangled. And again, I was just recently thinking about that. I was like, man, I want to do a Mangled cosplay. On my list of like many things that I want to do. Like I have a whole list of stuff that I want to do and that I want to make and that I need more hours in the day, y'all. I am a busy person. I need more time. Don't we all? There was a tattoo artist that recently posted, because of the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie, they posted some Five Nights at Freddy's flash tattoos. And oh my gosh, the little Mangled that they made, it's just the little spaghetti neck and Mangled's little face. And it's so cute. I was like, gosh, I would probably get that as a tattoo. It's very cute. And then Vic Morrow says, you are the busiest person I know, and you always find time for art. Not always. I'm glad that I'm glad that it appears that I've always got time for art. But I have like a whole list of art that I'm like, oh, I really want to get to this, but I just don't have the time at that particular time. So I'm not able to do as much art as I would like to. Um, but I will agree with you that hot potatoes, I am busy. Okay, so we got another Eevee evolution. Let's go with maybe Eevee. I felt really bad. I made Eevee evolution buttons and I didn't make an Eevee. I was like, I mean, everybody likes the Eevee evolutions. There's no real reason to make an Eevee. And dang it, if I haven't had people that are like, well, where's Eevee at? How come you don't have a button for Eevee? And so that's also on my list of things to do, is to make an Eevee button, because folks really do love Eevee. You know what? We're actually going to do just little dot eyes on this Eevee. Because I didn't like the way that the other ones looked. When in doubt, go with little dot eyes. Like, they knew what they were doing when they made Ditto. They were like, how do we make this little piece of gum cute? And then I assumed that somebody just and erased the eyes, and then somebody else showed up and went boop, boop, and did the little dots for the eyeballs. They were like, that's perfect. Don't change a thing. But I think Eevee is going to be our last one for the evening. My idea was to have Eevee kind of coming out of a stocking, but I didn't do enough space for it to obviously be a stocking. So hopefully that's okay. Still cute. So from there, I believe we are all done for the evening. This is the last sponsored live stream for 2025. So thank you everyone for tuning into this live stream and for a fun year. I hope that everybody has a safe holiday break. I hope that everyone has a happy new year, and I might pop on every now and then on my own. I've been playing around with live streams on my own, so if you see me on, feel free to pop on. But otherwise, like I said, I hope everyone has a good holiday, and I will see everyone for our next sponsored streams in 2026. So thank you for tuning in. Let's see, Vic Morrow says thank you to the sponsor. Yep, so again, thank you to the Zone Collectibles and more. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night. Bye.